Hey guys, welcome back to Crave. Sorry I've been quiet for the past 2 weeks. Been up and down with the hospital with my dad, then dealing with separation, a car that needs repairs, and still looking for work in between. But enough about that. Let's get back to the podcast, where we talk about everything art, from messy sketchbooks to deep creative questions that keep us up at night. I'm your host, Angie. And today's topic is one of that. Well, a little spicy. We're diving into AI art. Is it a friend or a foe? Yeah, that's right. The one topic that makes artists either roll their eyes, clench their fists, or nervously say, well, it depends. So grab your drink, open your sketchbook, and let's talk about what's really going on with AI art. The good, the bad, and the weirdly fascinating middle ground. Let's start with the rise of the machines. In the beginning, AI art really exploded around 2022-2023. You know, when everyone on social media suddenly started posting portraits of themselves looking like fantasy warriors or anime characters. Apps like Lensa, Midjourney, and Stable Diffusion were popping off. And at first it seems kinda cool, right? You type a word, cyberpunk samurai with glowing eyes, and boom, you get a detailed high quality piece in seconds. But then reality hit. People realized that these AIs were trained using millions of existing artworks, scraped from the internet, including art made by real living artists, without the permission. That's when the art community went from, oh cool, to wait a minute, and honestly, I get both sides. As an artist, we spend years building our skills, learning anatomy, composition, lighting, and suddenly there's this program that can spit out an image that looks like something we spent hours of perfecting. That can feel like soul crushing. It's like watching someone photocopy your passion. Now let's be real, it's not that simple. Now before I started swinging my sketchbook at the AI robots, let's slow down. Because while there's a lot of frustration and fear around AI art, it's also not completely bad. At its core, AI is just a tool, a really powerful, unpredictable, sometimes scary tool, but it's still just a tool. When photography first appeared in the 1800s, painters panicked too. They thought it was the end of the traditional art. When digital tablets came along, traditional artists said, that's not real art. And yet, here we are. Artists using tablets, Photoshop, Procreate, Crave Studio Paint, and digital brushes like it's a second nature. So maybe AI is just another one of those moments where technology focuses us to rethink what art means, what creativity is, and what part of the process really matters. Have you ever wondered who owns AI art? This is where things get messy. The biggest issue with AI art isn't the tool itself, it's how it learns. These models are trained on data from the internet. That means your drawings, my illustration, concept art from games, paintings, and other art platforms, and so on. Most of that was scraped without permission. So when an AI generates something in your style, it's technically remixing the visual DNA of thousands of artists, and that includes you. Now, there have been lawsuits, petitions, protests, and even new tools being built to help artists opt out of data sets. But you know guys, the truth is, once your art is out online, it's really impossible to fully protect it. And I know, it's terrifying for many of us, especially freelancers who depend on their art to survive. I've seen clients ask, can you make something like this AI image instead of hiring an actual artist? Deep inside, that hurts, right? Because we're not just competing with each other anymore. We're competing with machines trained on our work. Let's ask this. Can AI really replace artists? Here's where I breathe a little easier. I don't think so. Not completely, maybe. AI can create images, but it can't create meaning. It doesn't understand heartbreak, nostalgia, love, or feeling of spending 10 hours on a piece that finally looks right. It doesn't have childhood memories that inspire a character. It doesn't stay up at 2 a.m. with a coffee drawing because something in your heart needs to come out. AI can maybe mimic a style, but it can't capture the soul. And that's what art is about. People don't connect with perfect art. They connect with human art, messy lines, emotional stories, personal struggles. That's what keeps real artists relevant. It's not about the speed or the perfection, but it's about the emotion, the passion, the love, and the time we put into our artwork. But enough about the negative. Let's turn this into a positive. Using AI as a tool is not really that bad. Here's a thought. Maybe instead of fighting AI completely, we can learn to use it to learn. Some artists use AI to brainstorm ideas, test lighting, or generate references. Others use it to create textures, backgrounds, or thumbnails, saving time for the part that matters the most, the storytelling and design. Look, there's nothing wrong with using it as long as it's ethical and transparent. If we were careful about how we train and credit, AI could actually open doors for artists who don't have the access to expensive tools or traditional training, and especially for that new beginner artist. I've seen artists refining and painting over AI bases, turning them into unique works. Let's look at it like this. It's like clay. Someone else mixed the clay, but you shape it with your own hands. The emotional side of it, fear and adaptation. Let's be real for a second. The fear of AI isn't just about robots taking jobs. It's about our identity. For a lot of us, art isn't just what we do, it's who we are. When something threatens to make that less valuable, it shakes our core. But every major shift in art history comes with fear. And the ones who adapt, not by giving up their values, but by evolving with purpose, they're the ones who succeed. So maybe the real question isn't, is AI a friend or foe? Maybe it's, how can I use this new tool without losing myself as an artist? That's the challenge we can face. And honestly, I think the art community is strong enough to meet it. My personal take on this and the honest truth, I don't hate AI. I just want it to be fair. I want credit, consent, and respect for human artists who built the visual world AI is learning from. I'll use AI where it makes sense, to speed up boring tasks, to brainstorm color palettes, to test compositions. But the heart of my art, the storytelling, the feelings, the message, that's all mine. That will always be human. AI can't replace that part of art that comes from pain, joy, and imagination. And that's something I'll always protect. So, to wrap it up, AI, is it a friend or a foe? Honestly, it's both. It's a friend when used with creativity and respect. It's a foe when it steals, replaces, or devalues human effort. But like every artistic revolution, before this, it will eventually balance out. The future of art will probably be a mix, part human, part machine, and how it turns out will depend on how we'll choose to use it. So my advice, artist friends, keep learning, keep creating, don't let fear stop you from exploring. Because at the end of the day, your art, your human art, still matters more than ever. Well, that's it for today, guys. Thanks for tuning into Art Crave. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to follow, share it with some artist friends, and tell me your thoughts. Are you team AI is bad or team AI can help? And remember, I'd love to hear your take. Until next time, keep creating, stay curious, and protect that spark that makes your art yours. Also, don't forget, I'm still open for any artist who wants to share a bit what they do and what they like to achieve in their goals. so you can get all the details in the description below. Thanks guys, cheers!